Hey everyone, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics here. Hope you're all doing very well on this Thursday evening. Hello to all of you guys. Hope you're doing well. If you are new viewers to this channel, please make sure you don't forget to like the video. Make sure you like the live stream. And don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't done so already, make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're a new viewer and you haven't done so already. It really does help out the channel as well. And getting very close to 2,400 subscribers. We're getting very close, actually. We're getting close to, we're actually on 2,500 at the moment, actually. So make sure you do subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is the live fan call-in show. That's right. If you guys haven't seen the one last week, this is a show where you guys get to come on and have your say. The link is in the live chat, so don't be afraid to click on the link. If you want to come on and have your say, you don't even need to have your camera on. So yeah, if you'd like to come on, have your say, just make sure you click on that link. And we can chat about the game this week, chat about the Warriors Brisbane Broncos game, chat about the NRL finals game between the Panthers and the Melbourne Storm. Talk about the Dulliams as well. Why not? Talk about last week's game if you want. But yeah, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome to. Anyone's more than welcome to. You don't have to be a content creator. You don't have to be, an expert. You could just be a general fan. Just come on, have your say. So the link is in the chat down below, pinned on the chat. So if you click on that link, you don't even have to have your camera on. If you don't want to show your face, if you don't want to show your camera, if you just want to come on it via audio, you're more than welcome to do it that way. But if you want to do camera, that's good as well. But yeah, feel free to jump on, come on, and even ask me some questions if you'd like to ask me some questions as well. So feel free to do so. But yeah, if you haven't done so already, make sure you do like this live stream. Click the thumbs up on the live stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Share the live stream. Do all that stuff because it really does help out the channel as well. So the link is in the chat there. So if anyone is on and able to come on, feel free to do so. Don't be afraid. The link is in the chat down below. It's in the pinned comments. So yeah, feel free to do so. Because I'm not going to sit here and talk on my own all night. So if someone comes on, it'd be great. It'd be awesome. So I don't want to sit here and chat on my own. So yeah, feel free to come on. Don't be afraid to come on. You don't even need to have your camera on. Just have your audio on. So come on, have a chat about the game this week. Talk about the other NRL finals clash between the Panthers and the Storm as well. So yeah, if anyone wants to come on, click that link. Make sure you click that link. Anyone is welcome. And if you can hear me, just let me know in the chat. Please let me know if this is actually live, because one time I went live and no one was actually interacting in the chat. So let me know in the chat if it's all working very well and you can hear me, you can see me, and that I'm live. Let me know. Please make sure you let me know in the chat, guys. So links in the chat there. So just click on that link and it'll prompt you to come into the stream and I'll add you in. Just come and have a say. Right. I'll put the link in the chat again for someone who wants to join. Come on, I don't want to sit here and talk on my own. It's very awkward if that's the case. So come on, someone jump on. Don't be afraid to jump on. Just click the link. Dears. Anyone, feel free to jump in. There's the link in the chat. So what you got to do is just click on that link, and I'll add you in to have a chat. We can talk about the game this week. It's the Broncos. We can talk about the Panthers Storm. We can talk about last week's game if you want. So feel free to click on that link. Anyone, feel free to click on that link. Anyone. Come on, guys. Don't be afraid to jump on. You don't even need to have your camera on. Like, just have your audio on. I'm just going to be sitting here talking on my own for absolutely nothing because I haven't got any set up topics. This is just for you guys. Anyone want to come on, feel free to. Oh, gosh, no one wants to come on. Anyone? The link is in the chat. Feel free to click on it. There's literally 4 viewers, and I'm not sure why no one's going. No one's even interacting in the chat. Come on. What's doing? At least YouTube's stuffed up again because I don't see any comments and I don't get it. Why? I might check that actually. Am I live or not? Oh yeah, I've got a viewer. Good. I thought I wasn't live. I don't know what was going on there. Oh, hello. It says, hope you're well. Have fun factual and just animals to the fight. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's great actually. Oh, no one's coming on, eh? Oh, man, I've just... Come on, guys. I put the link in the chat there. For those of you who want to jump on, this is a little bit freaking awkward because no one is even jumping on with me. Come on. Oh, okay. I'll just answer some questions here from the viewers. So, Kimbo slices up, bro. How you reckon we're going to go this week? It's going to be a tough game. Yeah, it's going to be a real difficult game, but look, hopefully we can get the win. Like I said, man, I mean, it's going to be a tough challenge for us for sure. Like, anything can happen, but hopefully we get the win. Yeah, fingers crossed. But look, whatever the result is on Saturday, it's a great season. So, yeah, fingers crossed. Oh, Jacko's here. How's it going, Jacko? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Might have to change the title of the show because it's just me talking, so no one wants to come on. So I don't know. I mean, maybe people are just too scared to come on camera. You don't even have to have your camera on. Just I put a link there in the chat. Just your audio is fine. Like it's not. Don't have to be an expert to come on. Like come on if you want, guys. So, Bold Fossil says play like they did at Newcastle should be home by 6 to 10 points. Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, for sure. But good to see you, Jack. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone in the chat is doing well. I've got 8 viewers at the moment. Yeah, so there's supposed to be a fan calling show where everyone could come on, have their say. But like, there's a few people that are probably afraid to come on. So. AJ is saying here, I'll let someone else have a go tonight. No worries, AJ. It's all good. But yeah. Yeah, come on, guys, jump on. Yeah, I don't know why people don't want to jump on. Maybe people are just too scared to come on. That's, like I said it in the start, you guys don't even need to have your camera on. Like, just come on and have your audio on. It's fine. Just chat like that. I don't really mind. So, Jacko's saying here, at least we forget 2011 we went to the Melbourne as huge underdogs, got a big surprise. Yeah, we did, for sure. So anything's possible. Like, we're massive underdogs and no one's giving us any hope in hell. on Saturday, but look, this team can go and do the job. Like, the boys arrived in Brisbane today, and they were talking to Andrew Webster and Channel 7 here in Australia. So, yeah, I feel like we can get. I feel like we can do the job. I know how hard it's going to be. It looks like we've got someone actually. Let's see what we can get. Oh, we've got someone here. Hello. Are you there? Oh no, she's zoned out there. Oh, I don't know what happened there. If Broncos think like all the expert commentators, they have the game in the bag, it will help us big time. Yeah, absolutely, Jacko. I mean, look, I feel like this team's been written off, for the whole season. So, we made the top 4, but people are writing us off, and Broncos deserve to be favourites. No doubt about it. They were at home. They finished second. So, yeah, like this team's more than capable of going and getting the job done. I really do feel like that's going to be the case. I feel like we can do it without sounding too overconfident, cocky. So, yeah, I mean, I know how tough it's going to be, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Jacko's saying he would go on Fanatics, but being an old guy, I have no idea how. You would? Well, it's pretty easy, actually, Jacko. You just got to click on that link, and you've just got to allow permission for your camera or your audio, and then I add you in. So, yeah. AJ's saying I'll be on in 5 minutes. No worries, AJ. It's just, yeah, like, I know people don't want to come on because they're too afraid to come on camera and all that sort of stuff, which is fair enough. I was like that when I started YouTube and all that. So, yeah, I mean, like, we got someone on here. We've got Leave on here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, brother, I can hear you. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, good. I can hear you too. Yep, all good.
Cool, man. I've never jumped on one of these before, so no one was jumping on, so I thought I'd join you.
Yeah. Awesome. That's good. At least I got you on here because I was trying to get some people on, but some people are afraid to come on, but it's all good. But yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, good, man. It's been a bit of a crazy kind of, what is it now? 4 or 5 days after the game, eh? So I was at the game on the weekend, and yeah, kind of it's just been a bit of a whirlwind of emotions because we haven't been in this kind of space for so long. Even before last weekend, it was just crazy that we were in the finals. So yeah, this week's going very, very slow for some reason. Hopefully the next 48 hours goes a bit faster.
Yeah, isn't it? It's like the nerves start kicking in as soon as the day gets closer. So yeah, what are your feelings this week in regards to the game? And where are you from actually? Were you in New Zealand or in Australia?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah, I'm based in Auckland.
Yeah, Auckland. Awesome.
Auckland, yeah. So I've been a fan since I was, a kid. I'm 30 now, so been a fan since, my dad introduced me to them when I was like 6, and yeah, like the last couple of years, obviously, I've been following a lot of the podcast boys, Fonzie, Warriors Life, now Wise Up, and yourself as well. So I think I'm signed up. I subscribed to your work, brother. So, but yeah, to be in this space this year, and I've been to every home game in Auckland, and I went to the Hamilton game as well. It's just been a really cool experience to go from not seeing the boys for 3 years. Then last year was, like pretty much a depressing time. I still went to all those games, but yeah, to go from where we were last year to now, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yes, yeah, it has been. And have you been going to a lot of the home games at Mount Smart this year?
Yep, so I've been to all of them. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, so yeah, on this year, like as a whole, what are your thoughts just generally on the season? Being that we've come so far, we've had probably a team with less expectations this year. There's a lot of fans like myself included just didn't expect us to be in the top four. Andrew Webster's first year, and what are your general thoughts just on the season as a whole, like going into this game?
So the start of the season, I watched a lot of the kind of talks on where we were going to end up at the end of the season, all that kind of stuff, and I had no kind of like permutations of where we were going to end up. I didn't think anything. I just wanted the boys to have close games. That was, stay in games. Don't lose by 60 or, over the last few years, that was the big thing, is getting smashed by the Storm or getting smashed by these top four teams. It's just be in the games. And then, now the expectations have kind of changed for me. I'm like, wow, could we win it? Is it possible? Is it our year?
Yeah, for sure. Like, obviously, at the start of the season, we had, a few changes to the side. We had a few new signings, and obviously we had some players returning as well. And Andrew Webster coming on board first year. Just what was your reaction when Andrew Webster was appointed coach for the Warriors? I wasn't too. I would say I wasn't too high at the start, but like I started to warm into him in the off season and preseason, and watching and listening to his chats and all that. But yeah, what are your general thoughts like when Andrew Webster got appointed the head coach of the Warriors? Because a rookie coach in NRL and that. But yeah, what generally did you feel like?
It was a tough one because I don't have a lot of I don't know a lot about Webster apart from the experience that we've had this year. So I know that he was an assistant coach back in 2015 for the Warriors as well.
Yeah.
And he did a stint at the Tigers, and I think he's done a few stints at different places, but most recently at the Panthers. There was all that talk at the start of the year. Did we got the second best assistant coach, right? Because the Bulldogs, what's the guy from the Bulldogs? What's the coach from the Bulldogs?
Serrato,
Serrato. But remember, there was all that talk about Serrato being the next big thing. But it's kind of like, did we get the best coach? He just seems to fit the mold of a Warrior, like even just a New Zealand coach in particular, and especially in this day and age, very open, quite emotionally aware of how things work. And it seems like he understands the culture really well in New Zealand.
Yeah, and obviously he's done a great job, and obviously, a lot of our players and even our head coach are up for, awards in terms of the Dally M's this at the end of the season when the Dally M's start next week, actually. So just on the players this year and the signings like we made, which signing has impressed you the most, like in terms of the signing that's come on board at the club?
I mean, our three big signings of Walker, Barnett, and Niakore have been huge. I think Dylan Walker's. I think all three of them have been amazing, just in terms of their work ethic. You can tell that they're just such professionals. They understand how to get up for games, and they're big game players as well. But Dylan Walker, what he provides off the bench around that 20 to 25 minute mark, where he comes on and just opens up the middle with the ball playing at 13, is unleashed the squad. I reckon it's just taken us to another level, because that we score a lot of tries in the middle, in that like first 40 minutes, you see a lot of like interchanging of passing. It seems to be really nice and crisp through the middle, and that opens up the edges, for SJ to, in the latter parts of the game, kind of go a bit wider, especially that right side. Once the middle is condensed, the other teams condense, they go a little bit wider, especially right, and there's got all those different options of near Korea unders, or going backwards or back into traffic, or that nice front ball to what's his name, Berry, and then you've got the back, out the back to CNK, who passes to Dallin. Those are all those little things, and I think Dallin is a huge cog in that piece that has opened up our attack. I love how we defend, but in terms of our attack, he seems to just open the field for SJ.
Yeah, that's right, and obviously the biggest. I feel like Jackson Ford has come on a bit too this year.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Like Jackson Ford, like at the start, I thought he was more going to be like a depth signing, or a sort of a bench player, or signing like if injuries or suspensions occur. But Jackson Ford is pretty much starting this whole season. So yeah, what are your thoughts on Jackson Ford?
Yeah, he's a workhorse. I know Webster describes him as this guy that he gets better over the 80. You know how sometimes Curran or near Kodak, because they're such high-powered athletes, they go for 50, 60, and then it gets a bit hard because they go so hard. But I think with Ford, he's able to maintain his fitness just like on another level, because you see him in the later parts of the game. He'll score a try at the end through a nice little short ball from SJ, or he starts to make breaks, and around the 20 to with 20 to go or 10 to go, he just seems to kind of step up. What do you think about that left edge defense, though? I mean, was he all this talk? We kind of went. The Knights game was good. We defended pretty well, but probably the last 4 or 5 weeks we struggled with that edge. Is it more? Do you think it's more the middle's not getting the spacing right, or is it something to do with Ford? Because that's what's going to happen this week. They're going to attack that side with Reynolds being a facade of the game. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, like our centres, I feel like our centres have obviously had some moments, defensively. But like I think the last couple of weeks have shown some improvement. I think that first week of the finals, especially against Penrith, obviously they exposed us very well there, and I think the outside backs, but this week's game, especially when you got coming up against Brisbane, you got the likes of Reynolds and Mam, and then you got Walsh. As well, Herbie Farmworth, Tony Staggs, and they've got a very great backline. So I feel like obviously our left-sided edge needs to be real, mark up very well defensively. Just that's my general thoughts on it. Like I feel like our left side needs to be real mindful. I think our defense was good last week against Newcastle, So I don't know what are your feelings? What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I was listening to Warriors Life podcast with Fonzie, and I like to listen to Fonzie's kind of breakdown on stats. I didn't realize that we're second in the comp in line speed. I didn't realize that. I thought, I've always kind of thought that we've been kind of average with line speed, even this year. But I think that's an important tell. If we can put, if SJ can put those nice little those bombs to the right side, and corner and who's the other winger? Not Cobbo. What's the other? He played for the Warriors last year. I forgot his name.
GC Arthurs, I think it is.
Yeah. Arthurs. So if they can corner Arthurs and limit their meters, I think that'll go a long way to kind of stopping, getting those problems out wide, especially on the left. But yeah, I mean that Broncos team is so athletic. They're fast. They're all really young. I went and watched the replay of the Storm game, and they're just young thoroughbreds, all ready to go. So it's going to be a really tough match. You're going to the game, Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to the game. Yeah, I'll be there at Suncorp this week. So looking forward to it. Actually, it's going to be a pumping atmosphere there at Suncorp, and big night. So lots going on as well. You got that, and the other coat around the corner. So it's a big night up there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you know? Like I was going to ask you this in the comment section before I jumped on. Do you know
Yep.
what the ratio is like for for Warriors fans and Broncos fans? Because I know that they have 40,000 members or something like that for the Broncos, but there's. I know that I follow all the forums and stuff like that. It seems like there's quite a few Kiwis that are going to be going to the game. Do you know what the ratio is going to be like? Do you have any idea?
I don't know. I'm not too sure on that one, but what I've noticed, the Warriors away supporters bay, it's a very small bay. They've only been allocated one bay, but you've got the other bays as well. So yeah, I'm not too sure on the number really, but yeah, a lot of Warriors supporters are trying to get tickets, and some people giving had members giving members other people the public the codes and all that. So we're all trying to help each other get tickets and that. But yeah, I got my ticket off Richie Morgan from the Warrior Nation. So shout out to him. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah.
Yeah, my whole family got tickets to because my family live in Brisbane.
Yep.
They were because I have the fan pass, so I was giving my the Warriors fan pass, so I was giving my code for them so that they could get some tickets all together. They couldn't find any at one stage.
Yeah, because like a lot of people are saying in the chat, just reading the live chat, and a lot of people saying the Broncos would probably have majority of the numbers. I believe there was some rumours around that that their members already were able to buy tickets a couple of weeks earlier. So I'm not too sure how true it is, but it's a rumour. But from what I heard, that their members got priority first, so that's why the tickets have been selling a lot quicker before they even gone on sale to the general public. So yeah, up the wires is saying Broncos members apparently occupy 40k seats at Suncorp. Yeah, so yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, for sure. So
as long as we can put it, if there's a good contingent that can make enough sound to upset the Broncos fans, that'll be nice.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like the Warriors support's going to be massive. It's going to be a massive on Saturday, because a lot of Warriors. There's a lot of Kiwis in Brisbane and Gold Coast. A lot of people travelling up as well. So yeah, there'll be Warriors supporters everywhere. It might feel like a Brisbane home game, but there'll be a lot of Kiwis as well. So Warriors supporters especially. So Jacko's saying here, you're going to be outnumbered for next. Be careful up there. I don't think I will be. I'm pretty sure I'll be fine. There's a lot of Warriors fans out there, and I'll be sitting with the Warriors supporters anyway. So I'll be sitting with the Warriors supporters bay as well. So for those of you who are going, I'll be there. So if you do see me, come and say hello. Also, just a reminder that the Lord Alfred Hotel, just not far from the stadium, there is doing a fans meetup. So 3:00 there, so it'd be upstairs. I believe it's upstairs, the function room upstairs, Lord Alfred. So any Warriors supporters there, make sure you do also come along to the Lord Alfred as well if you are heading there, or if you can't get tickets, you can even watch the game there as well with all the other Warriors fans. So yeah.
Can I ask a question, brother? So it's something that I wanted to kind of. I've wondered about a lot of the guys that go off to, especially overseas, go to games all over Australia. How much would you say, if you can give us a number, how much would you say you'd spend on, putting together your podcast, also traveling to these games? How much would you say you'd spend? Because I think it's important for fans to know how much dedication goes into putting this all together.
So tickets generally, I spend around 50. It's around $50, $60 a ticket. Generally, because you've got members from members, you get a discount on tickets, and you get a code that gets sent into email. So yeah, around that number. But in terms of doing this sort of stuff, it's obviously with the streaming service, I have to pay for that as well. So generally spend a couple of dollars a month with paying for this monthly streaming service, and then I've got to pay for doing the YouTube thumbnails and all sort of stuff as well. So with the editing stuff, so it's just generally that's pretty much all. That's pretty much all I pay for, pretty much. Yeah. So, if that's to ask your question, if it's that's what I do. So.
Yeah, I think it's just important for people to know that how much dedication and effort goes into. Because I've followed you for a couple of years now, and I know you traveled around to watch games, and you meet the team and all that kind of stuff. I think it's important for fans to know the dedication and the effort that gets put in by these podcasts to give us this content. That's just my little shout out to you, brother.
Yeah, awesome, and I do appreciate the support. Like I say, with a lot of people that watch this channel and support me through. I've had people come up and say hello to me as well and say I do a good job, which is it's great. Good to have that sort of feedback from people out there. So that's the only reason why I do it, just for the people that enjoy and that's the content world. So that's why I do it. So I love doing it. So yeah, Jacko, just going through the comment here. Jacko's saying, was thinking of going, but even I get tickets, flights are booked out. Yeah, it'd be hard to get flights at this point. It'll be even harder to get flights next week if we make the grand final in Sydney. So,
are you going to go? That was my thing. I didn't want to go to fly to Brisbane, but I said that if we make it next week, that I'd go. Are you going to head to the grand final if you can get a ticket?
Yeah, hopefully, if I can get a ticket, then yes, definitely. But yeah, obviously you got to pay for flights and and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, definitely I'll be going if I can get a ticket. Jose saying American Warriors chant. Cool. Yeah, the Warriors chant especially. Just you being obviously based in Auckland, going to the Warriors games this year. What are your thoughts on the whole thing with the Warriors chant in the crowd after the games? You see the fans singing it and all that stuff. It's something new as new experience as a Warriors fan to see that sort of stuff. Just generally like. The club's done very well with, the social media part and all that sort of stuff. But just what are your thoughts there? Just on the, the chant and the fact that the Warriors, sing the chant. The fans get to sing the chant after the game as well in the stands. It's, pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, like I think that our media team for the Warriors is probably the best in, I think, rugby league and also union. I think they do a fantastic job of, putting together great content on their media sites, social media. They just do a great job. And then for them to come up with the idea of us to do the chant at the end of a game was just crazy. Because the first time we did it, I remember. I can't remember what game, but I remember they kind of hyped us up throughout the week, and so that when they did a countdown before they did it, and then Savage came on and did it with us. It was just the whole place was rocking. And then fast forward to this week, the weekend. Yeah. Everyone's chanting it. Everyone knows it off by heart. I mean, I think we all went home after hearing it the first time, and we were all practicing. So the crowd all know it off by heart. They're all like banging on something, and the thing is, it brings together everybody. There was 26,000 people all doing it together. I just think it's fucking crazy. Sorry for the swearing.
No, it's no problem at all. But it's just unreal. Like seeing that atmosphere at Mount Smart throughout the season. A lot of the home games been sold out. The club's been breaking records in terms of crowds as well. So that's awesome in itself. And the experience would be like outstanding there at Mount Smart, especially. You could see the fans. This is and the signs as well. You love seeing the signs, especially by the fans, especially today. Very entertaining looking at the signs and very creative as well. And just generally, what is the vibe there at the moment in Auckland in terms of the Warriors? Because we've never seen this vibe as a fan for a long, long time. The fact that we know rugby union is such a popular sport over in New Zealand, it's such a big thing over there. But being there at a World Cup, and there's been more talk about the Warriors. So just what is the vibe there at the moment in Auckland, in New Zealand, with the way things are going?
Yeah, I'll just give like a rundown. So I was 18 when we made the grand final in 2011, and it was pretty. I mean, I was a big Warriors fan, but also the All Blacks were playing in New Zealand in a World Cup at the time, so it was kind of different. This particular time now, it's kind of blown off the roof because we've got social media and all the little, chants. The up the wires is huge here. I remember at the start of the day on Saturday, went to the gym, and everyone, because I'm wearing my Warriors gear, they're all yelling out wires and asking me if I'm going to the game, saying, and it's just this massive discourse, and it carried all the way, because I caught the train in from out west to the stadium in Penrose, and it was just like, everyone. I love with sport, it brings people together, and you're on the train, and everyone's best friends. All of a sudden, they all want to know what you're doing, and what you're, they're all what bay you're sitting in, and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, it's taken over the last month or so. Specifically, it's taken over the country. I reckon it's huge, it's massive.
Yeah, and on that, up the wires, there's a lot of people say, and it's become a popular saying, throughout the Warriors. Even had one of the NBA coaches over there in America say it as well. So it's become a bit of a global sort of, saying around the world. And, a lot of people, the younger generation loves saying it up the wires, but also the older generation are probably a bit different. Well, just on that, I know there's a bit of a, well, do you mind up the wires, or what are you, up the wires or up the Warriors? Because it's an interesting thing that some people like to debate whether it should be up the Warriors or up the wires. Well, what are you on the fence with that?
Do people, are you allowed to swear on this? I just want to make sure I don't say the wrong word.
Yeah. No, yeah. Probably have to be.
Yeah. I'll be careful. Yeah. So, I honestly, I think it's important for, I understand that the older generation are so used to "Let's Go on Warriors" or "Let's Go Warriors," whatever and then we've got a young group of people that are saying "up the wires" now. Man, who cares? I remember last year when everyone was talking me for being a Warriors fan. So I'm just happy that people are actually watching this team, because you can attest to this. I used to get given flack. I mean, I know it's a joke, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, why are you still a Warriors supporter? Why do you wear your Warriors gear around?" It's so cool that for the next generation, they're watching a team that's successful, and hopefully that translates to more people, more kids playing rugby league, and then hopefully more, better competition for spots for the Warriors. I think it's so important that we're okay with both. Who cares? It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Up the wires, let's go on Warriors. Whatever it is, you're a fan. That's the main thing.
Yeah, and I've seen people bag up. People say up the wires. People say, "Well, why are you saying up the wires? It's ridiculous." And but it doesn't really matter. Like I don't mind whatever people call it. If people say, "Let's go Warriors," "Let's go Warriors," or up the wires. I've been saying up the wires quite a bit. So it sort of catched on to me as well. So it was once "Let's go on Warriors." There was a lot of people saying "Let's go on Warriors" before, and that became a bit of a thing of the saying, but. Yeah, Jacko's saying anyone, how can anyone not like a slogan that's gone viral? I'm an old guy and I love it. So yeah, exactly. And Brian's saying, older fans want to gatekeep the team. I think, I mean, some people, but
and I understand
that. Yeah, which is fair enough. Some people like the old ways, but that's totally understandable. So I'm more of I don't really mind, whatever they call it. So,
I like the kids. I've worked with children for a long period of time in my my different work jobs, but I love how much the kids are getting into it. Up the wires. We had that little kid that came on and was yelling up the wires, and then you've got whole high school. Tohu Harris's old high school all saying up the wires. That's huge. That's massive, and it's so cool.
Yeah, and just a comment here saying, Barlow saying, to be honest, it's a bit weird at the start because I'm old school, but I've converted now up the wires. Yeah, so some people are like that were at the start, weren't a fan. Some people are now a fan, but it's just generally like whatever it's called up the wires or anything, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. It's like it's still supporting the team and that, so which is awesome in itself. But have you just on the Warriors, have you been following any of the New South Wales Cup team this year? So, the younger players especially, there's quite a few young talented players up there at the moment. We've got Kalani going, Jacob Laban. You've got Volkman was killing it this season. Have you been following any of the New South Wales Cup team? Levon, have you been following it or?
Yeah, so I'm really blessed. I have a family member that is kind of friends with one of the boys, Tetu too. So he played, right. Played fullback, but he's been in the kind of system or around the system for since he was like 18, 19, 20, something like that. But he's one that I love Kalani going because I'm from Northland, where he's from as well. And but specifically Setu, like I watch, and I'm not just talking because I know the dude, but I've watched him real closely. And again, I love Montoya, but I think it would be great in the next year or so to see this kid have get a chance, because his whole being is about being a warrior, which is so cool, man. I love it when people just bleed being a warrior. And he's all about it. He's always talking about the real fans, and he can smell them out. And he's loved this club since he was a kid. And he'll never play for another club. He only wants to get one shot at playing in the NRL, and it would be for the Warriors. That kind of talk gets to me. And I like the kid. I think he's really talented. So hopefully next year he might get a chance. But Kalani going, I think he's another Suriname type. He's really and Webby's kind of using that small ball bench, right, where you have middle, you have like Suriname come on as a middle, or he plays a bit of hooker or whatever. I think Kalani's like that. He could be like that because he's just so good, and he's a mature head as well. Laban's like naturally, I've seen because I'm pretty tall myself, and Laban's. Yeah, he's a big boy. Yeah, he's still got to grow into his body, but he's gonna be a massive kid once he puts on a bit of weight. And what is he? He's only like 17, 18. So he's huge. And then you've got Zion Maiuhu. He's another one that you got to watch out for getting an opportunity playing topside next year. I think he's the closest to, in terms of our middles, to getting a real spot. He's kind of like Leota. I don't know if you've seen much of Zion, but he's just like a beast, absolute beast. And then who else is good? Those are the kind of standards. Oh, there's one kid I can't remember. He's a second rower. Oh no, it failed me. But like Zion, Setu, Kalani, I think those are three dudes you could watch out for next year for 2024.
Yeah, there's so many. Like I did that on Monday. We were doing a live stream with a few fellow content creators, myself and Warrior Holic and all those guys, and we also had a chat about who would we see coming through into the first grade next year or two. But Kalani going, man, he's been impressive this year. He's been awesome, Kalani going, and he's a real talented player, and I feel like he will be in first grade next year. I do feel like he may get some games in that first grade side.
He's a good ball player too. Yeah. He's a really good ball player, and that's kind of where we're moving towards, where our middles are. That little bit of interchange between each other is going to be massive going forward.
Yeah, that's I mean, just the way the New South Wales Cup team done this year is they've done very well. They got to the prelims there and only just falling one win short of the grand final in their first year, finishing third as well. So, just the talent, watching the talent through that New South Wales Cup team. We've had also the SG Ball Cup team as well this year, and had the likes of Tana Stella Smith come through and play New South Wales Cup as well, also. So, yeah, man, it's exciting next year because we're going to have two more teams as well. I believe we're going to have the under-19s team as well. So, we're going to have a Harold Maths team as well. So, just on that next year, we're going to have two more teams into the club, and possibly an NRL women's team as well. What are your thoughts on that? Because it's going to be great to have some more teams at the club, just have more opportunities for the junior players.
Sorry, you cut out a bit there. So you're asking about the opportunities for more teams next year?
Yeah,
or
full
over the next
teams.
couple of
Yeah,
years?
like So yeah, just like I said, there's sorry, cut out there. So yeah, like I said, the younger players next year we're going to have like 2 new teams in. The Harold Matthews team, and there's another team we're going to have in there. Just from my memory, I can't remember, but we have 2 more teams. So just great for the pathways. Just what are your thoughts there, like for next year?
Yeah, I think there's a few names. I know you were saying Stella Smith. I can't wait to see him play. Get another year of New South Wales Cup. Next year. He's one that I'm looking forward to. But yeah, in terms of those grades, yeah, it's going to be exciting to watch these kids coming through because we haven't had that. I don't even know if we've had. Maybe we have. I don't know. That space for kids. No, yeah, for a while, eh? There's that kid from Waikato that we've just signed. He's like 15 years old. Is that right? But I don't know. I can't remember his name. He's supposedly. I don't want to, ever jinx a kid, but they're talking about him being the possible replacement one day for SJ. Yeah, I think it's just cool to hear these stories. We forget because we're so intrigued in trying to get these big signings from Aussie. It'd be great to see the next generation of Warriors coming from NZ, coming from the Waikato, coming from Rotorua, coming from the South Island. I think it's going to be cool to have those places, those teams in place for them so that they can build that academy.
Yeah.
And then you got the women's team and the women's team as well. I'm excited for that too, yeah.
Yeah. Like Jose is saying, I think Cameron George said that, W Team 2025. Yeah, I've heard some stuff today that it's going to happen in 2025. So, women's team in the comp. So, we had a team in the comp previously, but obviously due to COVID and all that sort of stuff over the years, we pulled out. So, yeah, going to be great just having all these teams involved as well. So, I think for me the junior pathways is the key. It's really important because we haven't had that over the years. We've suffered because obviously being based in Australia, we were based in Australia for so many years, and we had the Dolphins. I think we used the Dolphins for a while, and then so just now having our own teams as well. So Jacko is saying your club has already appointed a recruiter manager for women's side. I can't remember the name. So yeah, they're taking it very seriously. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, so real going to be real good as well. But just this week, just this week's game, we've got 2 games, NRL finals. One tomorrow night, the Panthers and Melbourne Storm. What do you think in regards to that game this week? What do you think? Like tomorrow night, do you think the Panthers? A lot of people, including myself, feel like the Panthers will be too strong. They'll probably win 13 plus, and in my opinion, I think they will be too strong for the Melbourne Storm. What do you think? Do you think Panthers will be too strong? Do you think they'll get it quite easily, or do you think Melbourne will challenge them? What do you feel there?
Yeah, I mean, all roads kind of point to it being a bit of a massacre, where they get whooped. But what people have to realize is that the Storm pack, they have a massive. I don't know if they in terms of weight, but like in terms of the height and size, they have a massive pack. Nelson, you've got Kamakamika, you've got Welsh, you've got Sims. Those 4, if they can cause some trouble in the middle. There's a lot of talk about, they're not as dynamic as past Storm teams, but specifically, you look at that middle, they're huge, they're massive. If they can get some control through the middle, they don't have the interchanging of passing like the Warriors do, but they have a massive pack. You've got to remember that. So if they can get some control in the middle, you never know. And if Hughesy's playing, and then if it's a close game, how clutch is I'm not a Queensland supporter. I'm a New South Wales supporter, if we're being honest. But Munster is clutch. He loves close games. So if it's a close game and they can take it down to the wire, you saw what Munster did last week with that nice little kick to our what's his name? The winger, the key winger. Bro, like anything can happen. And then you've got also Lincoln Harry Grant, who's probably number one hooker in the game. So I wouldn't count them out, but yeah, it'll for me it'll either be a hiding or it'll be really close, and I feel like anything can happen with the Storm if it's a close game. Bellamy too,
Yeah, for sure. Like Panthers, obviously, that win week one of the finals, far too good for our boys there, and they got the week off. Now they're playing at the Core Stadium in Sydney, which I don't know why they
and they're struggling to sell it out too, though I know that there's been talk about free tickets and stuff. So
so Jacko's saying here, Panthers put a score on the Storm. Storm are missing Bromwich Bros, Kafusi, Big Time, and Leota and Fisher Harrison. Then it will tear them apart. I just don't see how the Storm can do it. Like, I'm sort of hoping that the Storm win. I would like to see the Storm win it, personally. But that's just my preference anyway. But I think Penrith will be too good. Up the wires is saying, I think the Storm will play out of the skin. They've made finals every year for a reason. Yeah, I mean, look, you can't write them off, but I mean, it's just looking at Penrith's side, I don't see how they're going to do it. They'll have to really, have a game plan in mind that they can take it to them. So, no one's been able to take it to Penrith this season. So, Parramatta did it. I think they lost. They beat Penrith, but yeah. Port saying, hopefully you guys have seen enough of Reece exploit some weaknesses. So just on the Warriors now, on the focus on the Warriors now in the Broncos game on Saturday night. Overall, how do you feel? How do you feel of this game? How do you feel like it's going to go? Like it's going to be a challenge, big game. Broncos in front of their home fans. Obviously, it's Suncorp. The Warriors fans will be out there in numbers as well. But just how confident are you? How confident are you? Are you nervous or are you excited or how do you feel? Like how do you feel in regards to we're going to go against the Broncos? Because man, the Broncos team, boy, they've got some great players in there, and they're playing great rugby league this year. So how do you think we're going to go?
Yeah, this is a tough one because I am a Warriors diehard, right? And I will say Warriors no matter what. But this team, this Broncos team is ridiculously talented. They are stacked across the park in terms of like athleticism and speed. Like they have speed all over the place. And then you've got Walshy with those beautiful cutout passes that we were loving for our team, right? So it's gonna, and then Haas. There's so many dynamics with that team. They're crazy good, but if we can take them into that really uncomfortable space where we're going back and forth, set after set, and we can do that for long periods, like we did to the Knights specifically in the second half, where we're just putting them in corners. They're having to drag it out of their end for 20, 30 minutes, then I believe anything can happen. And then you've got the SJ factor, and there are a lot of people talking about how they're going to put pressure on SJ. That's the problem. You could do that to Reynolds, you could do that do that to other halves, but SJ can, if he's fit, he can that what is it, the right foot step will get anybody in the league. So that's the thing, is you can't actually come up on SJ like that. You remember the Rugby League World Cup in 2013 when they tried to rush him. One of the Burgess brothers tried to rush him, right? No, it might have been Sinfield. Somebody tried to rush him. He just hit them with that nice little left-footed gank, and that's what he can do to teams. So all this talk about rushing SJ, he's got a repertoire of moves. He doesn't just rely on the pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Warriors by 50. No.
Yeah, so Jose is saying, I was saying a few weeks ago, the Warriors need to flip the switch and level up, and they did it. The Knights, now we need to level up once more. Yeah, so it'd be interesting because we were up high and up last week against Knights. Can we? Hopefully that's not like a grand final performance. Like hopefully that's not a grand final, but like Jose said there, we stepped up massively defensively. the Knights just had no answers. They had no answers at all, and I said it that I felt like fatigue got the Knights because they played extra time previous week. So Jose, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I feel like we need to step it. If we're going to beat them, we're going to have to play our best footy. Completion rates obviously going to be high. All the basics, just all the general basics, and I feel like we've got to apply that pressure. To the Broncos outside back, especially Walsh as well, because Reece Walsh has made a few errors this year. Just on that, what do you think there? Because the Warriors can apply some pressure to Reece Walsh, and he might make a few mistakes. So, but then you've got other players as well. You can't just focus on Reece Walsh. You've got a lot of other players. You've got Payne Haas as well. That battle between Payne Haas and AFB, that's going to be a huge battle. And up the wires is saying Haas, Walsh, Staggs, Reynolds, Carrigan, Farmoff all need to be shut down. Yeah, they do for sure. And as Jacko's saying, saw Aussie try to rush Sean Johnson's 2014 Four Nations final in Wellington, and he cut them to ribbons with one of the great Kiwi tries, bearing angles on the outside. So, who's this guy? Wires fans up overhyping their defence. Fair enough. Must be a Broncos fan. Typical. That must be a Broncos. That must be a Broncos fan.
Yeah.
Because I've had arguments with Broncos fans all week on Twitter and social media, so they must be coming in here. Anyways, but a lot of.
I love it though. I love all this talk. I think it's. I think it's cool to Lincoln have them. That bit of banter. I don't get involved in the banter, but it's cool, man. It's all good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure. But Bold Fossil saying you shut down Walsh and negos half the Broncos attack. Yeah, I do agree, but it's not going to all be on Reece Walsh. I know Reece Walsh is such a dangerous player and he's having a great year, but I mean, I hope the Warriors, don't just put too much focus on Reece Walsh because, like the likes of Payne Haas, you got Adam Reynolds, you got Staggs, you got Herbie Farmworth, you got just the other players are there too. You got Paddy Carrigan as well, another player that the Warriors need to watch out in terms of the forwards, especially, and he's had a great year as well. But just on that, what are your thoughts there in regards to the Broncos pack? What are your thoughts here on the Broncos pack?
They're all thoroughbreds. You got, I think, Paddy Carrigan's going to be the next captain of the Australian team. I think that's just how it's going to end up in the next couple of years. He'll be the captain, and then you've got Haas, who's probably it's this kind of 1A, and then the number one prop is Haas, and then we've got the A in Adam Finau-Blake. So we're really lucky that we've got someone to kind of counter him. But then you've got like the guys like Fleckler and Ricky. Oh, that whole pack is they're just young and they're roaring to go. The thing is though, what happens when they get put in a position where it's a tough game, because we've got a lot of experience. Tohu's been to grand finals, and AFB's played in some big games, and Barnett's a big game player, and I think it's important to remember we've got experience there too.
Yeah, for sure. And this guy again's going on about hyping defence shut down Pong at home ground. You also saw how Storm were held to 0 up the Broncos. Yeah, fair enough. No,
nobody's. But the thing is, he's come on here, but no, we haven't talked about shutting down anybody. We're on this specific live. So, bruh.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, so I'm not I know that Broncos are going to be a more of a step up than the Knights. I know that for sure. So, no one's here. I'm not overcomplicating it. So, I'm not overhyping the defense. I'm not saying that. I said our defense is great, but obviously it needs to be better. So, Jack is saying, Roger, about your own D. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, for sure. So, but Levon, have you got any predictions and stuff like that for the game? What do you feel like? Any predictions wise for the Warriors game? I'm feeling like it's going to be close. So, I've got Warriors 1-1. I feel like we'll win by 1. What do you got? What do you think here? Like, what is your prediction?
Look, being a biased fan, come from the heart,
Yeah.
I'm going to go. We win by 8 because I just think, if we get into a position where we're close and they're under pressure and they're in front of a packed out crowd, you never know what could happen. And I just feel, the youngsters could possibly have some problems at the end of game with their what's the way, giving away penalties.
Yeah.
And we'll just be a bit more composed because of the experience. That's just so I'm saying Warriors by 8.
Awesome stuff there. Yeah, Levon. So yeah, it's actually great. Great having you on. It's awesome to have you on, and yeah, man, it's going to be a great game on Saturday. So thanks for coming on, and really do appreciate you coming on and having a chat with me, and discussing all things Warriors and that, and yeah, it's going to be a big game this week.
Yeah, bro, up the wires. Make sure you make a big sign, put your flag up so we can see you at the game.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, so thanks to Levon for coming on. Do appreciate
Later,
it.
brother.
And yeah, see you. Thanks for coming on. Awesome stuff. So that's Levon. Thanks for coming on, Levon. Really do appreciate it. So yeah, we've gone for a solid 1 hour and 4 minutes. So that's great to see that we've got to be able to get someone on there. So I'm pretty sure AJ was going to come on. If he's still in the chat, still watching, let me know. And the link's here. So if you want to come on, AJ, and have a bit of a chat, just let me know sooner or later. Because yeah, I'm gonna maybe give someone a few more minutes here. And if anyone wants to jump on, they're more than welcome to, because the link is right there. So just like Levon did there, just come on, have your audio on. Yeah, so and come in and have a chat. Just have a bit of a general yarn. It's nothing too serious. Come and have a yarn if you want to come on. So Jack is saying, cheers, always fun. Have a go. Yeah, it's awesome to have him on. Great fan of the channel, Levon. So good on him for coming on and having a say. Do appreciate it. But if you guys got any questions, you feel free to chat them through into the chat for a couple more minutes. We'll stay on for a couple more minutes. Then I'll jump off. So we got this Broncos fan here on the chat again. I'll respond to it. Why not? If the Warriors can match up with the Broncos for the full 80, then they have a chance. Obviously, blowing off the park, but the forward battle will be epic. Haas versus AFB, Carrigan versus Tohu Harris. Yeah, I mean, it's, the forward pack's going to be the key, isn't it? It's going to be a great game. So, fingers crossed. Yeah, I think our forward pack will do quite well. So, Ryan G, how's it going, Ryan G? Hope you're doing well yourself. Hope it's good to see you here. So he's saying, just tune in. Can't believe the Broncos are such heavy favourites on the TAB. Big money to win as a Warriors fan this week. Ryan, yeah, look, to be honest, it's probably quite deserving. They've been one of the best. Well, they've been the second best team in the comp this year. So, and they're at home, and they're fully refreshed. They've had the bye. They have had the week off. So, we got a good win against the Knights last week, but we know we're going to have to step up it even more against this Broncos team, which they've got great players across the field. So, look, I mean, the odds might say it's unfair, but look, I think it's fair personally, just in my opinion. So, guys, don't forget as well, if you're watching this live stream and you haven't done so, please make sure you click the thumbs up on the video. Click the thumbs up on the live stream. Like the live stream, everyone. Make sure you like the live stream, because it really does, help the channel, and it gets aware about the content as well. And yeah, if you're a new viewer to this channel, you haven't done so already, please don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure you click the subscribe button down below. So yeah, so AJ here is yeah. So if anyone else wants to come on, any more people want to come on, they're more than welcome to. AJ's saying here, I've got to go. Have a good night. Love your dedication, commitment. Take care, bro. Enjoy the game. Thanks, AJ. Good to see you in the chat, and yeah, massive fan of the channel as well. So it's good to see you, AJ. So appreciate the support. Up the wires. So he's saying it felt like 32 degrees in Brisbane, so I hope the boys aren't melting this heat. Yeah, but the good thing is that the Warriors are not playing during the day. They're playing at night. So apparently the weather's supposed to cool down in the weekend, so which is a bit of a relief in itself that we're not playing during the day. So at least it's a good thing about, playing at night, So which is it's a bit of a relief, isn't it? It's been a hot one here on the Gold Coast today as well, especially. So it's bloody hot, isn't it? But getting a bit of a breeze tonight, so which is a good thing. Ryan's saying here, so you don't think the Warriors are going to win if you agree with the odds? No, that's not what I'm saying, Ryan. If you listen quite clearly, I'm saying that I feel like the Warriors can win, and I feel like there are a chance. I don't agree with the odds. No, I don't agree with the odds at all. But realistically, the odds are correct. So I'm not saying they can't win. I'm saying, of course they can win. Like, of course we can win. Like, of course I'm backing the boys in. So I don't agree with the odds, but the odds probably fair. I feel like they're fair. But yeah, so Broncos deserve to be favourites, no doubt about it. They're being one of the second best teams of the comp this year. So yeah, like I've tipped us in our preview. I've already tipped us to win. I'm already backing the boys in here. I really don't need to say much more. Of course we can win. Of course we can win, for sure. Gotta believe in the boys. We're gonna win. Well, it will be tough. It'll be definitely tough. Justin Horo's the only big podcast I've seen tip the Warriors. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. People ain't going to tip us this week, so we've got to go out there and prove everyone wrong, and that's what I feel like we can do. So, Warriors definitely a chance. Only hope is we face the Storm in the grand final. Yeah, up the Waz. I am quietly going for the Storm. I'm not going to lie here. I'd like to see the Storm win tomorrow night, but I just can't see it. Like I said with Levon early in the stream, I just can't see it. I can't see the Melbourne Storm winning. I just feel like Penrith will be too good. But who knows? Melbourne. You never know with Melbourne. Port Hart is asking, does Adam Pompey check or Sean Johnson, and do we have a? I'm presuming he's saying, do we go with Pompey or Johnson there? So, Pompey's been kicking well. He's been kicking well, and you don't want to. You don't want to hurt that injury that Sean Johnson's having over the past 4 weeks. So maybe you stick with Adam Pompey there. So obviously we've got the Broncos have got Reynolds. He'll be doing the goal kicking as well. So it's going to come down to, fine margins on Saturday. It really is. Bold Fossil saying, just seen an article where Joel Kane said that Ivan Cleary is coach of the year. Can't agree with that. It is down to Kevy and Webster. Yeah, well, as everyone should know by now, I've been saying it all years. Andrew Webster, it's not even close. Personally, it's not even close, and people will say it's, people will argue for Ivan Cleary or Kevin Walters, but I feel like Andrew Webster should win it. I've already said that quite a number of times this year. Chad Townsend's potty has tipped the Warriors as well. That's great to hear. I'll be cheering for the Storm tonight. First time ever in my life. Fair enough. Same ref we had last week. Yep, it's the same ref we had last week. So, yeah. As long as we don't have Ashley Klein. So, But anyways, guys, I think I might wrap this up now. I think we've gone for a solid 1 hour and 11 minutes on the stream tonight. It was good to, get some people on the show, have a chat. Hosea, up the Waz, any of you guys want to come on, you're more than welcome to. Port Hard, Bold Fossil, who else we got here? Ryan G. So any of you guys who want to come on, you're more than welcome to. If you want to come on, have your say. So I'll put the link in the pinned comment. So you've just got to click on that pinned comment and and I'll add you into the stream. But yeah, I think it's been a good one. I think it's been great. Great to get Levon on for chat. But guys, that wraps it up. I think that wraps it up for me tonight. Gonna have a bit of a rest now. I didn't do a live stream last night. Chose to have a bit of a rest and do one tonight instead. So bring on Saturday. Can't wait. Really can't wait for Saturday. Man, I'm looking forward to being there in attendance with all the Warriors supporters, especially. And up the Waz is saying up the Waz. Great chat, bro. I'll see you at the game. Awesome. See you at the game, up the Waz. So like I said earlier in the stream, if you didn't see the start, if you do see me at the game or see me at the Lord Alfred Hotel, because that's where I will be on Saturday before the game, pre-fans meet up there at the Lord Alfred Hotel in Brisbane. So those of you who are going in Brisbane, those of you who are travelling up from the Gold Coast or anywhere in between there, make sure you get on down to the Lord Alfred Hotel. It's a great event at the Lord Alfred Hotel function there. And it's upstairs. So for those of you wondering, and also if you do see me at the game, come and say hello. Don't be afraid to come and say hello, because I'm happy to say hello to the fans as well. So that's it. That wraps it up, guys. Make sure you like this live stream. Click the thumbs up on the live stream. Like the live stream. It really does show you appreciation for the stream, that you've liked it, like the content. And also don't forget to subscribe as well. Make sure you go and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, guys. And thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good rest of the evening. Have a good rest of the week, and bring on Saturday. Up the mighty Waz. Cheers, everyone, for watching. Have a good one.
Cheers, Arno. This could be our year. Up the Waz.
When Marcelo runs it back, Tohu's leading from the front. We're moving up the table like a hot cross bun. Then we see Shuey Guy, the coach's box behind. Blocker Roach is saying that the team is doing fine. Shawnee shows a six-pack, Dylan just scores some tries. Looking at his curls, is that a perm? Us Channel 9, up the Waz. Up the Waz, up the Waz. Bringing out of trouble with Chance running from the back. Then we give the ball off to our big monster pack. AFB and Mitch Barnett, Jackson Ford Bunsey. If the ref's rubbish, then our sponsor sends a tweet. Up the Waz. Up the Waz, up the Waz.
Ooh, Stacey, ooh, Stacey. Well, he's amazing, well, he's amazing. From the time he took the job. From the time he took the job.
Right, I'm glad he took the job.
From the time he took the job.